Ciao everybody, in today's video I am getting ready for traveling. Again, I feel like we just got back. We actually did kind of just get back. I didn't really unpack too much. So we are actually heading to the other side of the country. We're heading out to Salt Lake very soon. And so I need to get some stuff done around the house. I need to get some stuff done outside of the house, get some packing done. So you guys are coming along with me. First, we're starting with freezing some food. I'll explain more as I cook it. So let's get in the kitchen. All right, first I'm gonna make an egg bake. So I'm making this actually for my breakfast today because I'm making it anyway. And then I need to have a breakfast when we get down to Salt Lake the following day, as well as breakfast when we get back home. So I need to make basically 3 servings of this. It's the easiest recipe of all time, but it's delicious and super healthy. So I have eggs here, okay, so these are organic pasture-raised eggs, just like I get them from my Whole Foods. So since I'm making 3 servings, I'm going to use 6 eggs, so it's 2 eggs per serving. And then I'm just literally using whatever frozen veggies I have in the fridge. So I have some organic frozen kale that I'm going to use, and then I have some grilled asparagus spears that I'm going to use as well. I use a little olive oil and a little bit of salt, and that's it. So first I'm going to crack these eggs, get them in here. So next I'm going to whip the eggs up. I actually ended up adding a 7th egg in here, just in case, I don't know. So they don't need to be super blended, but just enough to get the yolks broken. So then I'm going to add my salt in while I am mixing this together. I don't measure. It's literally probably going to be about a teaspoon of salt. Just enough to get some flavor in there. That's about good. And just mix that in. So then I'm going to add in my frozen veggies. So I've got kale. So this will probably be about 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup of kale. Again, just eyeball it, or maybe 1/2 cup. Yeah, I like a lot of greens in my eggs. I generally just overload them. So get that mixed in. And then for my asparagus, same kind of thing. I don't really measure. I'm just gonna break the rest that are in this bag here. So I've got about, I don't know, how many is that? About 1/2 bag, roughly. That might be too much. Maybe I won't do 1/2 bag. Let me see. So that was 4. That's pretty good. So that was about 9 asparagus spears, and that's probably plenty. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to take a normal loaf-sized pan, and I'm just going to take my olive oil. I'm just going to pour a little olive oil in the bottom, just a little bit, and then I'm going to use a paper towel to grease the sides. Just makes the eggs easier to come out when I'm done. So while it's in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and clean up all of the dishes that I have here just so they are done and I don't have to worry about them. I've got a bill that I need to pay, so I'm going to go ahead and get that paid and out in the mailbox. Quiche is taking a little bit longer than expected for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm just going to let that continue to bake, and I'm going to make myself my own little breakfast because I don't want to wait. It's kind of late in the morning, and I am going to just make something that's really fast and super easy. So I've got a banana here. It's not really ripe yet, but that's okay. Sometimes it's good to have unripe bananas rather than actually having super ripe bananas from a blood sugar standpoint. So I'm just going to cut this up, and then I'm going to top it with some cinnamon. I really like this particular cinnamon from Frontier Co-op. It's, I don't know how you say this word that starts with a K. I don't know. But anyway, this is a really nice cinnamon that I get from my local Whole Foods. They have it at Fresh Thyme too, and I'm just going to do about a teaspoon, not quite, maybe half a teaspoon of cinnamon right on top. Sorry, my dishwasher's running as I just put that in. I've got some macadamia nuts from Trader Joe's, so I'm going to go ahead and get just a few of those on top. Not too many, that's pretty good. This is just going to tide me over to lunchtime. It's about like 10:05 in the morning here, so I don't need anything super big. And then I have some Fresh Thyme organic coconut chips that I'm just going to put on top here too, just a few. And that will tide me over to lunch. It's a quick and easy breakfast. And pretty good too. I think it's done. So this was about 25 minutes-ish, roughly, somewhere in there. I think I need to poke it with a fork, but looks like it's done. Doesn't that look good? You can hear it sizzling, kind of. So I'm going to cut it into thirds, let it cool off just a bit, and then I'm going to cut it out of here and freeze it so I have breakfast for when we're in Utah, and then a couple days, either one day while we're still here in town, or 2 days when I get back from Salt Lake. So yeah, super duper easy, but it's nice and crispy, and it looks like, yep, totally baked all the way through. Yep, that is done. So since that's out, while it's cooling, I need to drop off some packages at the post office, so that's what I'm gonna go do now. Off we go. And I'm back for the post office. The guy that mows our lawn is outside, so you might hear my house rattling. I stopped my mail while I was at the post office, so 2 birds, 1 stone there. And now I am going to cut up my quiche, because my quiche is nice and cool, ready to go in the freezer. And to show you guys where I'm at from a packing organization standpoint, I'm actually doing pretty good. So I've got our cooler bag ready to go. This is my other carry-on bag. So in here, what I have so far, I've got my supplements in just little Ziplocs, and then I have little tiny itsy bitsy Ziplocs inside the larger Ziploc. And then I have our power banks. These are things that we recharge our phones and things like that. I've got the Hot Logic in here for right now. After I go through security, it's going to go in there. I've got a little first aid kind of thing here. So this has, like, you know, everything that you could need for first aid, thieves lozenges and whatever, band-aids and stuff like that. In here, this is my bag that I keep, like, I pull this out when I get to my seat, and I have things in here that I will need at my seat. If I can get it open one-handed, there we go. So I've got some Star Wars tissues. I have, this is my motion sickness stuff. So I have my motion ease bands, I've got ginger capsules, and then I have Digize in there too. I've got a crossword puzzle book. I've got my earbuds in here too, so I can listen to the free in-flight entertainment that Southwest provides. So then in here, I've got some hand wipes, because airports, I don't love using them. I really don't, but I do when I'm going through the airport, because it's just what I do. Then I have a little bag here. This is a grocery bag, and this is to keep trash in our rental car, so our rental car doesn't get like trash everywhere. I have a little plastic bag, so then I can just keep it in that car. We can collect our trash, and then we just throw it out when we get to the airport when we are done with our trip. So then over here, I actually have 3 suitcases. Big suitcase here, medium suitcase here, small suitcase there. When we come back from Utah, we're going to have souvenirs and swag bags, and I've got an award that I'm getting and things like that. So I wanted to have a place to put all that stuff where I'm not like, I'm already kind of overpacking here, so I wanted to have kind of an empty suitcase to be able to bring back everything that we're going to be having.
So in this big suitcase here, I have, and I'm not going to unpack it because I've got everything really Tetrised in, but I have my husband's clothes here, which is basically 2 suits. I've got some jeans in there for him, some pajamas, athletic stuff. So he's got all of his clothes on this side. My clothes are here. So I've got a fancy dress because I'm going to a gala, an awards gala. So I have that here. And then it's kind of like a burrito. Inside here I have all of my other clothes. So I've got a blue dress, I've got a lace dress, I've got a gray shirt, my pajamas, things like that. I've got a cardigan here in case the conference rooms get a little chilly, which they generally do if you're ever at a conference anywhere. They always get cold. Some pajamas, a shawl, things like that in here. I've got all of our wet toiletries in this bag here, which is good. And then I have our dry toiletries underneath that. Over here I have some undergarments, extra snacks, jewelry in here. This is the bag that I carry around the conference. I know it is not the nicest thing to like wear with a dress, but I'd like to have a backpack. We are going to have this with us too that'll have our lunch in it, but I pick up lots of pamphlets and information and yada yada yada. I got stuff for my downline in here, so I need to have like a backpack. So that's what I'm bringing. I have that. So then this space here is going to be my last pair of shoes that I need to put in there too, and this suitcase will be done. So then this other one over here, oh, I forgot to mention, I'll have all of those essential oils in my bag too, because I can't bring my entire collection. I could, but I'm not going to. So I've got like pretty much everything that is like my necessities in that bag. We only have one zippy bag here with all of the oils in them, which is crazy as I'm going to an oils conference. You'd think I'd bring more than that, but you know, I'm not, because everybody else is going to have it on them. So if I need like a drop of thieves, I can just ask the person sitting next to me and it'll be fine. One thing I didn't mention is that there is an 80s party for some of the folks here. So I was invited to this 80s party anyway. So these are leg warmers. I'm going to look absolutely ridiculous. So leg warmers, I have big hair scrunchies in here that are neon. I have bright neon earrings. Look at these. Can you see that? They're like 4 inches. It's ridiculous. Fishnet arm sleeves. And then my t-shirt that I'm wearing to the 80s party says Jessie and the Rippers Forever Tour 1989. And Full House fans. And yeah, so excited about it. I'm totally just, and there are some people that are like, I want to wear a fancy dress. I want to, you know, I don't want to wear 80s clothes. I'm going all out ridiculous. So if you see me at the 80s party, come up and say hi. All right. So then I have some plastic utensils. This is for our lunch when we bring it to the conference. I've got my diffuser, of course. This is a cooler. I'm going to put my quiche in there for my breakfast. I'm going to get Mr. Simple Life's breakfast in there too. Going to put a whole bunch of cold packs to keep that stuff frozen in there. Then on this side, I've got, let me see if I can unzip it. Yeah, so I've got, well, I've got a purse for my fancy gala. I have some more dry toiletries and things like that in here, like toothbrushes and razors and whatever. In here I have some, well, underneath I have some padding. This is an insulated cooler. I'm going to pack this small suitcase inside this medium suitcase. I don't know if I mentioned that. Got a bunch of snacks. I've got Ningxia, I've got some Epic bars, I've got some coconut, cacao nibs for myself. I've got some oysters in here too. There's 2 bottles of Essentia water in here. Stuff to clean the hotel room / laundry supplies. I've got a fridge thermometer in here, some extra garbage bags, Ziploc bags, that kind of stuff. I've got thieves cleaner in here too. I'm just going to assume that there's going to be some paper towels at the Airbnb we are staying at, so that'll be good. So really the last things that I have to pack in here are stuff that we use every day. So my makeup, my husband's razor, a couple of his face things that I can't pack in yet. And then once I get this suitcase closed, and inside this larger one, I have some recyclable bags, recycle bags, grocery bags. There's a Natural Grocers pretty close to where we're staying, and I know that they don't give bags out, so I've got these. It's going to give this a little extra padding too, so it doesn't jostle around too much. And then I have my airplane outfit here, so I have capri pants, I have socks and stuff. I've got t-shirt, and then I've got a jacket here because it's going to be actually a little chilly when we leave and a little chilly when we land.
Which is funny because it's June. I literally had the heat on last night what is happening? I'm pretty sure I've never had to have the heat on in June ever in my life. So, and I know where we're going in Salt Lake right now, it's super duper hot. Normally it's not as hot as it is. So I don't know. It's like multi-climate, multi-humidity levels, all the things. So just trying to get everything organized and ready to go. So the last things I really need to put in here are like my phone, my wallet, the typical stuff that you use literally right up until you walk out the door. Got that. I have a last minute checklist here next to my bed on a post-it note so I can remember to bring everything else that I need to put in the suitcase, get all that in there. But I'm doing pretty good. I did just place an Amazon Now, Prime Now order because I realized we were out of a good amount of stuff and I'm not going back out to go get it. So I'm getting it from Amazon and I don't think it'll get here in time before we leave. Maybe it would come. But since they offer Prime Now in my city, my stuff will come to me in 2 hours, which is great. It's really, really good. Super convenient. So paper towels and whatever. I needed to get some more plantain chips and things like that. So that stuff's coming. And at this point now, I'm going to go back out to the kitchen and work on getting my husband's breakfast frozen so that I can have my quiche frozen and his breakfast frozen. So that stuff is like off my plate. So I'm going to go work on that now. Plus it's almost lunchtime. He eats the same thing for breakfast and lunch. So it makes it incredibly easy. Just like meat and vegetables because he's autoimmune protocol. So it's just like super easy. Just whip it up in a pan and bingo bango, we're done. So I'm going to go take care of that, unload the dishwasher. And then I need to get ready to do an essential oils class because I love essential oils and I can talk about them all the time. And I hope you guys are interested in all that stuff. If you are and you don't use essential oils already, let me know. I have a class coming up. It'll be in like 2 weeks on Facebook. I'm going to do another one here on YouTube too, but I'll have a link to a class in the description below so you guys can pop in and see what all this essential oil hullabaloo is all about, why I'm even going to Utah to begin with. Yeah, fun stuff. So essential oils, life-changing. Good essential oils are life-changing. The health food store ones are not really life-changing because they don't really do much. But these, really good stuff. Out to the kitchen I go. I feel like I've been in the kitchen a lot today, which generally speaking, that's kind of how it goes. So as far as meat and stuff goes for Mr. Simple Life, I have some pork and I have some buffalo. So I'm going to do... That's not weird at all. We eat lots of weird meat. We eat venison. We eat goat and like lots of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and cook up the pork because I think that's got a lesser shelf life. And that will be his breakfast that I will pack for him for the day that we arrive there until I can get to the grocery store. I don't know if I told you the whole reasoning behind this. We land in Salt Lake. It'll be like 11 p.m. our time, which is I think 9 p.m. Salt Lake time. I think that's right. And when we get there, we get our rental car, we get to the condo that we're staying in, all the grocery stores will be closed. So all we need is really water and snacks to get us through that evening, and our dinner, of course, that we're going to have in the airport. And then the breakfast the following day before I can actually then get to the grocery store. So that's why I'm kind of pre-planning all this stuff in advance. And we can't just go through a McDonald's. So normal people would just go through Wendy's or go through McDonald's or whatever, but we can't do that. So I have to kind of like, that's why all this pre-planning is happening. My ground pork is in my pan here. I'm just going to turn it on high, get this starting to brown. As soon as it browns, I'm going to add as many vegetables as I possibly can because hashtag all the vegetables. So I have some zucchini, I've got arugula, I've got some kale, and he's going to finish up the asparagus spears too. So I'm literally going to wash and chop that, dump both of those in there, and that will be his breakfast. And actually his lunch today too. Meanwhile, I just put some of his vegetables in a stock pot here, a small one, like more like a soup pan. And I'm going to make my lunch, so I'm just going to add some shrimp to that. And that'll be a nice, easy, healthy lunch. Lunch is served. My lunch, anyway. It's a whirlwind of a day. So now I have a conference call and then I have an essential oil class. So it's like essential oil afternoon. I don't know if this is interesting for you guys, but how about seeing some of it? hope you guys are all doing fantastic. So many of you guys have gotten a premium starter kit, and I'm so excited for you. But I figured it'd be a good day to talk about how to use it. Because you get your box, right? It looks so pretty and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, I got all these things. There's all these oils in here. How do I use these things? So we're going to unbox this and I'm going to show you exactly how I use them. All right, guys, so I am done with my conference call, done with my class, and now I'm trying to figure out how to add cell data, I don't know how you say it, to our iPad. We're going to want to have cellular service on our iPad while we're traveling. And so I'm on online chat with Verizon, and we're going to try to figure this out. So I'm going to call it a day here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't already and you'd like to, hit that button down below, subscribe, so you never miss a daily video. Don't forget to hit that notification icon. You'll get an email every time I have a new video, just like this one. Happy traveling. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Ciao.